everyone. Happy Aloha Wednesday. How are you? Good, good. Excited to be here. Awesome. Who's had a really busy morning already? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Yeah, it's one of those days. It's good though. It's exciting.
I'm writing an offer while we're on this.
Yes, Andy. So great though. It makes you feel alive, right? Like you're just doing stuff. It's a way to be productive in the morning. So today I just wanted to recap some things that we have coming up and make sure you guys are in the loop. And I wanted to talk a little bit about this comparative market analysis valuations contest that we're doing. I'm going to let Latasha remind you guys about opportunities and give us maybe an update on how that's going. The first thing is I wanted to share with you. So Ray, will you post, or do you want me to just share the lore report link that you sent me? Okay.
Yeah, I'll post it in the chat box. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna share this. So there's one for Big Island. So let me see, because there's a couple of them in here. Let me make sure I'm sharing the right one. This is our updated. So Ray is now doing our language of real estate reports every month, and we're updating them, and they're going into the intranet. And we also, sometimes you see if you're like on my Facebook, I post them, and we're also going to be sending them out to the board. So let me just kind of show you. This is Maui, and then I'll show you Big Island. So this is what it looks like. Ray kind of created a new really cool template. So this is for June. These are our numbers and where we're at in terms of year over year. So June 2020 to June 2021. So you can kind of see the trends. So it says Keller Williams Realty Maui is out. And again, we have a Big Island one. So I'll show you that is outperforming the Realtor Association of Maui MLS. So it shows volume. He has a volume category here. So listings taken, closed production, which is the list side, total volume on the list side. So for example, it shows that RAM, all of the Realtors Association Maui as a whole, the industry, so to speak, locally, is down 4% in listings taken year over year as of the June stats. And we are up 81%. RAM is up 275% in closed production on the list side, and we're up 957% as a company. And then we have 275 RAM is up in total volume, and we're up 469%. And then we have a listings taken section in units, contracts written, and closed production in units. So you can see how we're outpacing locally what's going on in the real estate industry on Maui, which is wonderful, very good. These are stats you want to share and you want to use, and they're for you to use in your listing presentations as well to get listings, or even if you're working with buyers, hey, here's what we do differently, and this is what our stats look like compared to the rest of the real estate community as a whole. And then it's got a little blurb here, and then this is editable, the bottom, the footer. This is for us because we send it out and we want to show the rest of the companies what we're doing. So great. But you guys can edit this, right, Ray? So the plan is that this gets edited in the intranet. You can put your own footer on here, and you can change the verbiage if you want. This is obviously talking to agents, but you can do it where you're talking to clients and change this little blurb. Okay, so let me show you the Big Island one. The next one is, pull that one up. Sure, that's the right one. Yeah. Share. Okay, so Big Island. So we have the same thing, except it says Hawaii Information Service, MLS. And by the way, we're also using this now. So Ray is compiling an email that we're going to be sending out monthly. And Ray, I did get your draft, so we just have to talk about making a little change. But we are also going to be sending this out to the board with the header that says, thank you to our basically cooperating brokers and agents that we've done business with. Like, we appreciate you. Thank you for helping us with our statistics, so to speak, right? Like, it's going to be like, thank you. We appreciate you. By the way, here's what we're doing, which is awesome. What are you guys doing? Okay, so Big Island list on the volume side, listings taken up 20%. Hawaii Information Service, according to the MLS, is down 14%. So contracts written, I mean, you guys also on the Big Island are killing it if you look at the comparison in terms of the HIS. So use these stats. I mean, look at closed production on the sell side, which is buy side. So we have list side, buy side. Right, if we're the selling agent, people tend to think we're the listing agent, but the selling agent is technically the buyer's agent. So you're up for 4,487%, which is crazy in volume. And then contracts written, closed production units, again, crazy numbers. And then we have Andy and Rochelle on here on the bottom. Ray was like, so we didn't put Dan on here, not to not include him. It's just we have room for 2 people, and these guys are working hard for you. So we put them on there. Dan doesn't care. He's fine. This is again editable for you. So any questions about that? Let me look at the chat box. It's a pretty cool tool that gets updated monthly. Let me just see if anybody has any questions. Yeah, I love those. Wonderful. Great. Awesome. And then Ray put them in the chat box. So make sure that you utilize those for conversations with people, right? Especially right now, if we have to fight to get a listing, it's a great way to do it. All right, next is I wanted to talk about, yeah, Joanne. So I mentioned the bottom, you basically can edit and personalize the bottom of that sheet. It's in the intranet as an editable copy. Ray does that on purpose, so you can put your own picture on the bottom and your own contact information. And I would also suggest you change the little blurb at the bottom, instead of it saying something like about the company, that you say, you can tweak that. Hang on, let me look at what it says real quick and I'll give you a suggestion. So right now it says KW is simply the best platform for success in real estate. If you want to learn how you can make more money, contact us today. Obviously, I mean, you could keep that for a seller. Sure, they can make more money by working with you, but you can just say KW is simply the best platform for success in real estate. You know, if you want to learn how to maximize your property or your whatever you want to say, something like, if you want to, you know, have the best support service agent for your real estate needs, whatever you want to say, you get my idea. You can make up anything you want. It's customizable. Okay. Where do we find that information? So Carol, the lore reports that we just showed are in your intranet. So if you log into your MyKW intranet and you go to our Market Center page, and then you look under, I think it's under the list, Ray, what's it under? List, or it has its own folder, right? It has its own folder.
Yeah, it's under buying and listing presentations. It's
Oh,
like
it is
the
under
second,
buyers and listing.
second folder.
And then the lore or language of real estate. Okay, and if you need help navigating that, just ask somebody, you know, Ray, Latasha, Antonita, they can help you navigate and get there. All right, the next thing I want to talk about is Mega Camp. So obviously registrations are available online. So you can go to, let me put the website in the chat box. I just want to show you guys where you can go register. Oh, that's the wrong one. Oops, my bad. Oh no, it is events.kw.com, Mega Camp. So let me put this in there. Copy. And we do have, I know a lot of people are registering, so that's great. And again, in-person things are very limited. So just go ahead and do the registration for the virtual. Let me share my screen so you can see this. So this is where I went. I just put in the chat box, events.kw.com, MegaCamp 2021. So you can do this, register now. It gives you, there's like a little video here. The full agenda is not, I don't think the full agenda is up yet. They will be updating it as it goes. So this takes you to where you can register. So you just go to new registration. If you need help with registering, let us know, because sometimes people can't find their ID, like it doesn't populate. But basically you would be a KW attendee, which is, I mean, so for like this in person, and anybody who is going in person, I think is paying, I don't know, it used to be like $1,000, but I think this time it's maybe $500 or $600. And you get to save all the expensive traveling this time. So you can definitely invest in it. It's worth it. Now, some of it is done early in the morning. So what we're going to do, to just give you a heads up, is we are going to, and I'll talk to Andy, maybe Andy and Rochelle, you guys can do something in your offices too. On Maui, we're going to, in the Kahalui office, have a watch party. And I'm going to talk to the ALC. We have an Agent Leadership Council meeting tomorrow, and we're going to talk about the ALC being in a designated office. So for their own local watch party. So basically the ALC will decide what the ALC wants to watch. They'll use their registration. I haven't, by the way, cleared this with them until tomorrow. And they would go to the office and create a little watch party. So if you wanted to go do that, we're going to do it in the Kahalui office as well. And we'll start it when the office opens. So it won't start. I mean, anybody can get in there as early as they want. If you guys want to start your watch party at 4 a.m. when the thing starts, 4 or 5 a.m., have at it. Most likely, you know, people will come maybe 8 a.m. and we'll just watch something from 8 till when it's over, 11 or noon, because usually that's about when it ends since it's Central Time. And then at the end, now, of course, you can be at your house and you can watch your own breakout sessions and whatever you want to do, that's great. It's just if you want to come and do it in a community environment, and we'll watch some of the stuff together. We just don't know what's going to be available to watch yet. So we'll do that in the offices, have it up on the TVs. And then at the end of the day, not quite at the end of the day, since we're all going to be starting that day pretty early, we're at 3:30 p.m. every day of Mega Camp. So the 26th, I think it's 26th, 27th, 28th, and 29th, we will be doing a Golden Nuggets mastermind for anywhere from, you know, about 45 minutes, maybe 30 minutes to an hour at the end of those afternoons to talk about what we learned and get our takeaways and share with each other. And that's, you know, when it's still fresh in our mind, it's a great thing to do. Honolulu did that last year and we didn't. And they, I mean, it was great what they did. So some of us jumped onto theirs. So we're going to do our own as well, or we might combine with them. I don't know. I have to talk to Chad and see what their schedule is. Ray, can you check with Chad and see what their schedule for those are? And maybe we can combine with them, because then we can get the benefit of more people chiming in. Any questions about Mega Camp? Who is registered? Okay, Michelle, you're asking me, how do you find your KWU ID number? So that is in your intranet in your white pages. If you scroll into your white pages in the intranet, you'll find it there. You can also ask, well, if Shelby's doing that for all of you, that's going to take time, too much time away from her day. Go into the white pages and go to your, unless in command, is there an easier place to find it, Latasha? She's probably
I was just going to say, I created a Loom video of how to find that so I can send it out to everybody.
Okay, there you go. Michelle, get the Loom video from
Oh, Latasha.
Go Latasha, go Latasha. And in command, there's probably a place to find it too. I just don't know. I usually use the white pages to find your KWU ID if it asks you. Now, just so you know, Michelle, if you type in your, usually it has a box where if you start typing in your name, it will find you and it'll automatically populate. But if it doesn't, then that's how you got to do it. Okay. Okay. Okay, then go ahead and take a look at that. She's messaging me, so I'm just responding. Okay, anything, questions, Mega Camp? Who's registered? Who's going? Love it. Love it. Who is not registered yet and is going? If you're not, go ahead and register. Yeah, Dean, you're physically going. Dean gets to physically go because he's special and he's lucky and he's in Gary Keller's top 100 mastermind group. So is Leola Augustine, and you know, they're in the top mastermind group. And then we actually have some MAPS mastery agents that are going. And then I think Eric West is going and Kevin Space is going. But anyway, we're going to find, I'm staying with you guys. I'm hanging here. So I'm not physically going either. They actually aren't letting leadership go because they want us to be here with you, which I totally agree with. And it's going to be super fun. And we're going to have watch parties. People are going to wish they were us. Yes.
Andy added in the chat box that Chiaki
Yamada, Chiaki and Brody are going too.
And yes. Also Brody Calendar.
Yes. Yes. Chiaki and Brody from the Big Island are going, and Leola. That's right. Yes. Which is awesome for them. So we'll just get to live vicariously through them and get to stay in the comfort of our own pajamas. All right. Couple training things, reminders. So today is vital signs training. This is the first time I've ever done this class. and I'm going to be covering the purpose is to do a checkup in your business mid-year. It's a little over mid-year at this point. And also to give you guys a better understanding and clarity of some of the millionaire real estate agent models. Specifically, we're going to be going over the economic model today and the budget model. We're going to touch a little bit on, so it's about maximizing profitability, looking at your expenses and figuring out what you're doing in your business right now and where you're at mid-year. We're going to touch on the organizational chart, and we're going to touch a little bit on lead follow-up. But lead follow-up and lead gen models are like a whole day in and of itself. So really, I want to touch on budget and economic because those don't get as much love, and they're critically important when you look at your profitability. They're not as fun for you guys, a lot of you, to do if you're not really numbers oriented, which I'm not, by the way. I mean, I like numbers for what it does and what it means. I'm definitely, I went to art school, so I could avoid math. That's the college I picked. Okay. And I'm going to teach the class today. So woo, it's going to be fun. It'll be great. So that is happening today. If you haven't registered and you want to jump on that, that is today from 2 to 4 p.m. And the registration is in our calendar, and Ray can maybe post it too. And then the other thing is, the other trainings that I wanted. Oh, then the all region team meeting. So Ray, can you confirm, look at the calendar real quick and confirm that our all region team meeting is in fact today at 10 a.m. for Northern California and Hawaii? I just want to verify that before I tell you guys. It's on my calendar, so I'm guessing it's today, although sometimes they change it. So yes, it is, Ray. Okay, so a reminder that once a month, there is an all-region team meeting for Northern California and Hawaii agents, and it's such a great opportunity for you guys to network and see what your peers are doing in a feeder market. And the agents share great best practices. They talk about what the offices are doing. They rank, they give not awards, but they basically recognize top agents in the region. So it's kind of it's a fun and informative thing to do. So that's 10 o'clock, and that link should be in your calendar too. He's putting it in there once a month. So make sure you get that on your calendar regularly. I know we're busy doing real estate, which is awesome. So keep doing that as well. And then today is also tequila, the first Tequila Thursday. You can tell that I did not name this because I would not call some, you know what though? You guys, I let the agents decide what the agents want to do. So Todd Hudson and Randy Antonio decided they wanted to do some fun things and add some more fun social events, because now we're able to do these things more and get the teams together. And obviously, this is on Maui, Big Island. You guys can certainly do your own version of this if you would like. And basically, it's today. So it's Tequila Thursday.
Tomorrow.
Oh, sorry, it's tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday. Right. Today's Wednesday. Thank you. Tomorrow, that makes sense because it's Tequila Thursday at 3 o'clock, 3 to 5:30, Pauhana at Amigos in Kihei, and you have to RSVP because it's limited. Obviously, it's in a restaurant, and the company is, what's the company paying for? Is Todd on here? A drink, I think, which is again weird. I don't normally do those things, you guys, just so you know. And they were like, let's do this. And I said, okay, if this is what you want, we're going to do it. And Michelle didn't, Michelle's going to go. So I'm like, well, if the PB's going and we don't think it's like a huge liability, we're doing it. Okay.
We have restaurant servers who are responsible for capping consumption.
And agents who are responsible, right? So that'll be fun. The other thing we're talking about is we are coordinating holiday party ideas and right now. So we've gotten some input on that. If you have any input, actually, you know what? We should create a little poll. Latasha, is that something you can do on the fly for me right now? Create a poll. We don't have to, I'll tell you what it is and then you can work on it before we're done.
I will try. Sometimes when we have multiple users on the same thing, it doesn't allow, but I can do it. So I'll try.
So what I would like to know from you guys, and if Latasha can create an actual poll, that would be great. If not, then just put it in the chat box. This is for our Maui agents. Big Island, you're going to have your own version of a holiday party. So I'll coordinate with Andy and Rochelle and they'll talk to you guys about that. I want to know for Maui agents, just off the fly, if you have a preference. So the things that we're looking at is we we've been doing Seascape. Obviously we had to skip last year, and then we're looking at Seascape again, which has been our holiday party, and doing that around in December, the beginning of December. The other option, and some of the agents were talking about, which I'm totally open to whatever you guys want, is doing a party in January, early January, after all the other stuff is done. It's still a holiday party. And we would also have some statistics to be able to do recognition and some awards for end of year. We used to do an awards banquet, then we turned it into a holiday party. And now, so basically I'm asking you what you would prefer, and maybe we can get a consensus, or you can tell Todd and Randy and Jonathan. So Jonathan Udis is the head of our culture committee and culture club. We have to call it a culture club. And then Randy and Todd are calling themselves the fun committee, and Trina. So they're doing a combination. So just put in there, thank you, Latasha, what you would prefer if it's, oh yes. And they were talking about a casino night. Thank you. Casino night theme for the January event. So put your vote in there, and I will take that into consideration. And then we'll also continue to figure this out before then, although we have to do it soon because we really need to book something. This is very interesting. It's like a header. Okay, so while that's going, I also wanted to let you guys know, I saw somebody posted, I'm not sure how many of you go to Joey's Kitchen, which has multiple locations, but the one in Napili in particular is fantastic. And it's a local restaurant, and it's going to be featured. I saw them post, the gal, Sherry, posted that it's going to be featured on Diners, Drive-ins, and Dives on the Food Network on Friday this week at, I think it's 6 o'clock Hawaii time, but check it out in case you guys want to see, or if you know Joey's Kitchen and you want to go there. It's kind of cool to see a local restaurant being featured. All right, Michelle, I'm going to let you go and see what you've got to share. That's pretty much what I wanted to cover today.
Great. Well, happy Wednesday morning, everyone. My takeaway and tidbit for this week is about confirming value with your clients. So when you do a listing or when you present a contract, how do you ensure that the seller or buyer is clear on market value? What are the steps that you take to do that? Anyone can chime in. And yes, this is a $25 Starbucks participation moment.
Show them
Okay.
Ram stats.
Yes.
Okay, so Nancy's
Amen.
got her hands up. I heard someone else, so maybe we'll do 2 cards. Who was the other voice?
Cheryl.
Who?
Cheryl.
Cheryl. Okay, so Cheryl and Nancy, you guys both get cards this week. Thank you. So Nancy, speak to that a little bit. When you say, RAM stats, specifically, what do you do?
Well, let's just say the property is a single family home in Napili. Then I would get all the comparables that are similar to this living square footage, especially in land square footage, and then come up with that. And you give that at the listing, but you also give it when you present an offer. And hopefully,
Thank you.
yes.
Thank you. Gold star. Boom, boom, boom across the screen for Nancy and Cheryl. Yes. So our best practice is that you do a CMA summary from RAM, from Paragon, and you present that to your seller at the time of listing and have them sign it. Same practice when you're presenting a purchase contract. You do a CMA summary. So the summary format prints out in a grid, actives, pendings, and solds that you have filtered down to like properties similar to the subject property you're listing or presenting a contract on. And again, you give it to the seller when you present the purchase contract and have them sign it. One of the reasons for doing that is so that everyone is very clear on current market value at the time of their action. This had been a best practice for our company. We had it in our checklist. As we morphed into Command, that was removed from our checklist, but it's going to be added back in. And it's a great practice. It ensures there's no confusion. And I just want to make sure all of our agents, A, know how to do it. And B, if they don't, Marion is teaching a class this month at Paragon on the basics that will speak to how to do a CMA summary. Or you can call any of your brokers in charge, or you can call me and I will walk you through the steps. So
Can I add to that, Michelle?
I'm sorry?
Can I add to that?
Yes.
To just confirm the liability. So one of the reasons that we require it, and so my old brokerage, this was like a non-negotiable in terms of the checklist to have the signed, acknowledged CMA, because they came from California, which is an incredibly litigious state, and they specialized in grievance and professional standards hearings and had seen enough litigation when the market shifts. So going from a market we're in now to a market that we may be heading to at some point, because it's cyclical, right? And what do you think happens with buyers that you're working with right now that cannot get a deal through, and they're over asking and they're just frantically trying to get a property? What happens when the market shifts and that property is now not potentially the same value that it was when they bought? What do you think might happen sometimes?
I can totally see that they would object to that because they feel they paid too much and they may have misled them, or they can.
So they might forget about the whole process, and they may think that they potentially overpaid, or now the property's worth less. And who do you think they point to? Yeah.
You're real.
So this happens, you guys. This is really a proactive measure. Number one, it's our job to make sure that we are providing the information we need for them to make that decision. And then we, unfortunately sometimes, but it is the way it is, we have to prove that we did that so that we can defend that. And, my old broker, when he had gone and defended these several times, and he said, every time he showed the judge that he had to show a judge a CMA and that they acknowledged it, and it was clear that they knew that that was the value at the time, and or they overbid based on what the CMA, whatever it is. And same thing on the seller side, they were like, oh, okay, I got it. You showed them they signed it, they acknowledged it, they saw it, we're good. So it's really important, and it goes perfectly along with our contest of running CMAs and valuations right now, right? Because now we're providing it to sellers at this time. And then of course we would do it again when we list, and then when we are on the buy side and an offer gets submitted. Just do it. Just do it.
I'll follow that even.
Yes.
You may have got an email yesterday from the state association, and we were talking about shifting markets, and we all are kind of guessing right now. Well, Paul Brubaker, who used to be the economist for Bank of Hawaii, and now he's kind of freelance, is doing a Zoom meeting at 10 o'clock today. You can register through the Hawaii Association of Realtors. He was spot on. I think it was like 08-ish when he did his last economic forecast.
Yes.
That I remember. And he predicted in the next cycle, which is now, that the median was going to be $1 million. And here we are, right? So he's really good at that. He's not your normal economic guy. He's like funny and really dumbs it down and all that. So anyway,
comedian.
At 10 o'clock today, I'm going to jump on it, and I know a bunch of other people are. You'll learn a lot, and you'll have a lot of talking points from his presentation. So I highly recommend checking his out.
Keone, it's at the same time as the regional meeting.
Yeah, the regional meeting. Now,
So, I was going to say, if you register for Paul Brubaker, they'll send you the video afterwards.
If they're going to record it. Did they say they were going to record this one?
No, but I'm kind of assuming they will.
well,
All right.
yeah.
Regional meeting, I highly suggest you go to this, because you'll get tons of talking points on it and learn a lot of what our next, and maybe even when our next, what our next cycle is going to be. So it might not be so, it's probably going to be more state centric than, Maui or centric, because it's through the Realtors Association. Now, this is different than the national economist, what's his name?
Yun.
That's different than that one. So That's going to be more national. So I'd highly suggest you go to this one, and I will try to send the link to Ray or the invitation, and then he can send it out to everybody.
So Lisa, can I follow up?
Yes.
Okay, so to wrap this up, CMA summary, regardless of what side of the deal you're doing, either at the time of listing, acknowledged by the seller. Kathy Becklin had a chat question. Is an email acknowledgement sufficient? Yes, it is. Attach your email to your printed out CMA summary. That's a backup. My preference is a signature, be it wet or digital. I'd rather have a signature, but an email will work as well. Either side of the deal. Cheryl and Nancy, congratulations. You each get $25 Starbucks cards from me. And the reason we're talking about this is it's already happening in an escalating market. I'm dealing with a current issue right now where a seller is refusing to close. He went into escrow in April. The market has escalated in that segment from April to now, and he feels he should be getting $75,000 to $100,000 more because the market has shifted that much in his segment. So we're already dealing with it, and it will be worse as we shift, but we're already
crazy, right? He literally did not attend his signing.
Correct. So now we are negotiating how to get him back to the table. So there's my tidbit for the week, guys. Protect you, protect me, and let's go sell $1 billion.
Yeah. Woo, woo. All right. Latasha, you want to talk about where we're at with our opportunities contest? So just a reminder, CMA contest is starting. Technically, it starts tomorrow. So how many valuations can you do for people from July 15th to September 15th? And you can put them in opportunities and get credit because we got 2 more weeks of our opportunities contest going. So Latasha, take it away. Okay, are you talking? Wait, I think, are you muted? Oh yeah, you're muted, you're muted, you're muted, my dear.
Oh, sorry, I thought I was
go.
when I switched
Okay.
over. I'm sorry. So we are ahead 2,525 to One Direction, which is 1,874. What that means is from the start of the contest, which was July 1st, money makers, that is Maui and Big Island, we have increased by 73 opportunities compared to Oahu's One Direction 40 since that time. So keep creating those opportunities. We'll send another official update tomorrow. But thanks for your time, and let me know if you have any questions. Lisa, anything you have for me?
No, I think that's it. Great. Thanks, Don, for posting the link. Thank you, Latasha, about Brubaker's training. So, oh, and then registration, I think, is open for Keone's registration open for attendees for the installation yet, or just sponsors?
Tickets are available now.
Okay, tickets are available now and they're limited. So for the Realtors Association of Maui's first party in like 2 years, installation, Keone, our very own Keone Ball will be installed as the RAM president, incoming RAM president, and that is September 3rd at the Mill House. And if you go to the RAM website and or into Paragon, you will see the link to get your ticket for that event. So get it because it is going to be limited and we will sell out. And I say we because I'm chairing the committee to help Keone. I love him. And then, oh, and Michelle, you're nominated for West Side Board Rep again. Okay, so you'll be there. So who else will be there that's here? Because you guys will be installed. Anybody who's, well, oh no, sorry, we're voting. So the voting is going on right now, right? For new board members and the West Side Board Rep. So when is that voting's happening right now? Do they need to vote?
No, not yet. It's not happening yet because I'm running for the board again. So
you are?
Yeah.
Yay!
I think it starts the 22nd.
Yeah.
The 22nd? Okay, so,
sure.
Take a look for that. So if we've got Michelle on the slate and Marion on the slate, because whoever gets voted in too, and support our people and vote for them, we've got the numbers so we can make it happen and help them. And then they will also be installed at the September 3rd event. And it's a carnival theme. And if you're on the Big Island, you can fly over for it if you want. And also, is there anybody, if there's anybody on the Big Island that's running for anything, I don't know what your, terms are as far as like when that happens, but let us know. I know Andy was a former president, Rochelle also for Hilo. So let us know, because we want to make sure we're supporting you guys. And
Ours is not until late November.
late November. Okay.
They
do
Okay.
it
So keep us.
Regular people.
What's that?
They do it like regular people.
They do it like
Ours
regular
is-
people.
Ours
By
is
the way-
annual. Yeah.
And then spread the word. We also are looking for, if you have a favorite affiliate or sponsor or vendor that you would want to get involved and be in front of, possibly up to 250, if they let us do a capacity of 250 realtors, support your people and tell them to get a table, because we only have 10 available at this event. So you could tell them to do that as well. And the tickets are $65 for the live event. And there'll be food, there'll be poo-poos, there'll be games, fun stuff to do and drinks. And then you can also virtually, so on the Big Island, this is the first time that we're going to allow people to be able to participate virtually and actually watch what's going on stage. That's going to be like 20.
Lisa?
Yes.
Did anyone get nominated, or did you guys nominate anyone for like Realtor of the Year or anything like that? Or is this not the installation to do it?
That is a good question. I don't know if that's a good question. I don't know if they are taking, is anybody on that committee, or Keone, do you know if the Realtor of the Year nominations have been accepted? Oh, today is the last day to nominate?
Yes, they are
so.
requesting nominations by today. Yes.
So you can nominate a fellow
Committee.
agent.
Oh.
There's a form, right? You have to go online or get it from RAM. But thank you, Stacy, for mentioning that, because this is the event that they do a Broker of the Year and a Realtor of the Year award, which is a surprise. It's always fun to see. And then an affiliate. Usually there's an affiliate award as well. All right, that's all I have. Does anybody else have anything else? Tell me something good. Give us a tidbit. Tell me something good, or give us some kind of a nugget for everybody of something, of a success or a win, something that happened.
Well, I attended the listing presentation this morning at 7 a.m. with Mr. McCann, and Mike McCann. He's amazing. And one thing they shared was the 5 S's of serving, and that is 1, to set reasonable expectations. The second S is to serve, serve, serve. The third, which is really a wonderful idea, is to survey our clients along the way in the transaction. How are we doing? Get feedback. The fourth S is to surpass expectations. And the fifth is to sustain along the way, sustain the relationship. It was a really good class, high energy, really vibrant.
Yeah, Mike McCann,
it was really worthwhile.
How many listings does that guy take? Like
thousands.
Ridiculous. He was the #1 Berkshire Hathaway agent when he came over to KW in the entire country. Yeah.
And he just loves KW. He just loves. It was really, really encouraging.
Awesome. Thanks, Michelle. That's perfect. Anybody else? Something to share? Oh, I want to congratulate. I saw several people post that were was that the Hawaii? What was the top performers? Dean, you posted it, and then I saw someone else posted it. We had a couple of agents.
Was that the Hawaii business post?
Was that the Hawaii business one for top performers, Dean, or was that a different one?
Yeah,
Hawaii business.
Yeah, so they changed it. They don't do the top 100 like they did in the past. You know,
right.
how you would
Okay.
top 100 every year. This year they didn't do it, but they just had the top performers, I guess.
So we'll do a cool little thing. I'm going to have Ray help us create a little graphic.
Each company was able to submit their, the ranking or whatever it was for last year. And that showed up recently, I guess. Yeah.
Bonnie also posted. What do you mean? She was on the list, or she posted as a what was that for, Ray?
Her broker's license.
Brokers posted. Okay. Bonnie McChrystal got a broker's license that posted, and Mitch Tempos posted yesterday too. So congratulations to them. Awesome. All right, you guys, thank you so much. Have a great rest of the day and weekend. Yes.
And Teresa Short passed her broker's test on Saturday, so she will be posting as well.
Oh, yay! Congratulations.
Jackie posted last week.
And Chiaki Post. I love this, you guys, getting your broker's license, just raising that bar and that level of expertise. It's awesome. Good job, you guys. All right. Have a great rest of the day. See you later. Thanks, guys.
Aloha.
Thank you.